The Prince Albert Arts Hall of Fame is proud to recognize Robert and Lorna Gibson in the Performing Arts category. Lorna and Robert Gibson are a formidable pair. Separately, they have numerous accomplishments and accolades, but together they have contributed greatly to the music scene in Prince Albert.
They're kind and generous and take things very seriously, but they've also got a pretty good sense of humor.
This interplay between her and Bob is really fascinating to watch because Bob has the musical chops of a director and Lorna has the musical chops of a high-end piano teacher and pianist. And so this combination is magical.
Competency, dedication, expertise, professionalism. So they score on all of those categories.
Lorna Gibson has made a significant contribution to the music of Prince Albert. She has taught theory and piano from her home studio since 1962.
Lorna's a little bit more of the guide on the side, so making sure that we're in time, more in tune, which I really appreciate.
But she's made a career of being an accompanist, and that's a talent that not a lot of people have, to be able to lead congregational singing, which is becoming more and more rare these days. So she can guide a congregation singing, but that's very different from accompanying a soloist, and she can do both just beautifully.
She's a perfectionist, and expects her students or people that are participating in things with her to be professional and prepared.
Lorna won the YWCA Woman of Distinction Award for the Arts and Culture in 1998 and a Queen Elizabeth Platinum Jubilee Medal in 2022.
Lorna's attention to detail is something to be admired and something to aspire to. I find that she really takes something and analyzes it and makes sure that it's thorough, and she wants to make sure that everything's perfect so that everyone else can enjoy themselves as well.
Robert Gibson holds an associate diploma from the Victoria College of Music in London, England. He was the director of the Prince Albert Lions Band from 1965 to 1975 and prepared individual students and groups for festivals and public appearances.
He's a performer, I guess, maybe, and he's very talented. I think it's rare to find someone who can sing and play instruments, and he's an artist as well. He makes beautiful sketches.
Bob always cares about you as an artist and wants to push you and make sure that he sets high expectations and gives you challenging pieces, but also finds a way to make it fun. It's really important for him to make connections with other artists in the community, and you can tell a lot of people really respect him, and if you mention either of their names, usually somebody's got a nice story to tell you or a story where you can kind of laugh. And
Robert and Lorna work as a team. They have performed together at many functions, with Lorna as his accompanist.
So when I watch the interplay between Bob and Lorna, it's sort of like they're always trying to push that music a little bit better. They're trying to push it to a new place.
I think they're both in different ways, because they definitely are a package policy for sure. But they both have maybe different motivations or different things that they see as really important. But ultimately what happens, I think, is that they both have this incredible desire to bring music to the community. It's really important, I think, for them to build the community of artists, especially in our city, and to keep those connections going.
Their tireless work and dedication to the music of Prince Albert is something to admire, and Prince Albert has benefited greatly from it.
The work that they do, you can tell it's very community-based, and the focus is always on giving back to the community.
They've gone above and beyond to build this love of music within our community and especially at Calvary.
It's basically pulling people together into a final act of some kind of musical celebration, and sometimes it's worship, it's prayer, it's all of the above.
It's always been about how can we be better, how can we do something more, but in a really professional way that that hones their skill, hones their art?
There was always another level to rise up to. And so there was always like, well, that's good, but let's move up to this, right? And they sort of fed on each other.
Dedicated artists and people that really wanted to see music flourish in Prince Albert. And, you know, I think for all of us, I think that we were, in the community of Prince Albert, were rewarded by having them here.
The Prince Albert Arts Hall of Fame is proud to welcome Robert and Lorna Gibson in the Performing Arts category.